Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Perillo, and I'm very glad that you decided to tune in live on Twitch tonight, because I'm here. And if it was just me talking, well, then I guess it would just be me. Well, I guess it is just me talking. That's what it takes to be a streamer. You gotta talk. Then, of course, you have people tuned in, listening, and some of you resubbing. Thank you, No More 3. I caught that a minute or so before the broadcast began. It is Krusty's birthday, and I do not believe that Krusty is here right now. I'd be shocked if he wanted to spend any time with us tonight. Not that he doesn't enjoy it, obviously, as a moderator for the channel. But, you know, it's his birthday. Like, it's his birthday. He's got way more important things to do than hang out here. But it is customary in, I guess, 3D printing circles to 3D print an object, a new object in someone's honor, or something like that. I don't really know much about it. This is just the second time I've done anything like it. This is a cat of sorts that was basically printed for Krusty. If you look up the hashtag birthday Krusty on, that sounds really weird saying it out loud, on Twitter, you can see other people did a much better job with their prints than I did. Liz, who I don't believe is here yet, said that she wanted one. So I'm going to hold this cat to the side for Liz. It's pretty neat. And it's got this pretty unique design. I'm not going to get into printing a whole series of cats. But, you know, I was very glad that one person clued me into what was going on. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. And I don't know how it works. I just got looped into some kind of Twitter DM thread. I said, Krusty's birthday. Here's the print. I'm like, cool. I have no idea what else to do apart from just do it, announce it on his birthday, etc., etc. So, happy birthday, Krusty. As you can see on the printer right now, I am printing in a slightly different filament color. This is really a very nice color that I've had for quite some time. It's atomic filament golden blood diamond translucent PLA. So, golden blood diamond. That's the color. And I'm going with this because Krusty told me at one point that he helped basically develop the color that's being used here. And unfortunately, let's see if I can get it to tilt right. So, like, if you look at it at a certain angle here, like, it gives off this very unique shimmer, kind of a shine to it. This is, of course, the Sith Eternal symbol, logo, insignia. That was the first thing that I printed with this, because I was looking for something to do pretty quick. And it's cool. It's glittery. It's translucent. It's kind of like, it is like a blood orange-red color. I also printed off a few checkers, and I've printed these things off before. Unfortunately, though, like I said, the camera just kind of cheats away some of the color value in this particular filament. Because, as I said, it's not a solid red. When you look at it at a certain angle, it's got this orange hue about it. Glittery, translucent, orange-red. So, for example, this checker, or I should say, like, let's say this checker that I printed, it's kind of got this like blood orange-red base, but then the top layers are slightly more orange. Slightly more pronounced that way. So it's a very unique color. It's very nice, especially when looking at something at a different angle. So I'm trying a new print tonight, something that I've not yet printed before, but I've wanted to. And Coda 120 will be happy. There are a lot of supports. After that, I plan on doing, yes, another Vader. This is the chest for Vader, but I'm doing it in this filament color because I'm like, dude, I have to. What Vader, you ask? Or you don't ask? I'm glad you don't or didn't. This Vader, I did the pink Vader yesterday. This is the one that I did overnight. Took about 7 hours to print. This is in printed solid Jesse PLA, the magenta. Man magenta. There you go. It's the man magenta color filament of the of this variety. So it's printed at 0.1 mm layer height. So very, very fine details. Didn't run into any snags with it. And it turned out, I think, absolutely amazing. Like, I love printing figures. I'm never going to stop loving printing figures at all. Like, this, it turned out so good. So good that I don't know if, with the solid PLA color choices, I'm going to do another one of these figures anything less than 0.1. Because the details on this Vader are sharp. Outstanding. So this Vader is going to go back here for right now on the shelf. The pink Vader behind me. You won't be able to see it because it's kind of over my shoulder. And eventually I may move it over. I've got a pink Vader area. Because yes, there are collectible pink Vader things. The only other item that I might have to show everybody right now is unfortunately empty. And I say unfortunate because this was from Tokyo Disneyland. I bit the bullet and got a Darth Vader popcorn bucket. Star Tours Darth Vader popcorn bucket. Only available at the Tokyo Disneyland. Probably paid way too much for it. It wasn't in perfect shape, but I thought it was a decent deal, a decent price on it. So I was like, all right, well, this is the time to get it then. You can see that the Vader's got the plastic, I guess you would call it, not hooks? No. For the straps. The thingies for the straps on the side, and on the back of the helmet, in a couple of different areas, you can see one area says Star Wars, the other side says Star Tours. So nice detail on the Vader helmet. I can see that there is a bit of a paint rub going on here with his breather piece. But, you know, it's in decent shape. I didn't feel like I paid way too much for this. But I do my best to minimize the amount of large Vader helmet objects that I have because they take up space. And so you got to be judicious. I tend to steer more towards the smaller I'd say more collectible items. But that's just as collectible, the smaller items. I'll just say that. Smaller items tend to trip my trigger. Does Chris have a large nozzle? Resolution looks different than most prints I see. No, it's just a standard, what is it, 1.75 mm diameter. So it's pretty standard. Nothing shocking. You want the Mouse Droid popcorn bucket. You don't know why? Well, Sith Lord Brett, I have one. Can't send it to you because I only have one. I was lucky that someone sent it to me. I paid for it. Wasn't available online. I have the Millennium Falcon, the AT-AT, the Mouse Droid, the Vader, a standard Star Tours popcorn bucket. I'm not sure if they've made any others, or if they have, I'm forgetting which ones they are. Oh, standard 0.4 mm Prusa mini nozzle. Okay. Oh, the diameter of the PLA is 1.75. The diameter, thank you, Fix'em Dude. Y'all can correct me, because I am far from the 3D printing expert. But I can tell you this. When I see a filament color I like, I'm like, I want to print everything in this. And that's how I feel, how I felt about the translucent aqua, but certainly the blood, golden blood diamond. I gotta remember that. And I'm doing this in honor of Krusty today because I'm not gonna say it's his filament, but he did mention that he had a hand in it. And man, it's cool. So what's interesting, and I think some of you were remarking the other night when I was doing the Imperial Cylinder, which I'm thinking I want to try to reprint it in a different filament, though I haven't decided which one. That I was still having some issues with layer lines, and those issues aren't as prevalent when I print at 0.1 mm layer height, as evidenced by that Vader, which is perfect. And this particular filament, the color of this filament may be throwing things off, but the color of the blood red filament, it's seemingly not showing, and this is the closest thing I have right now, any kind of issues or defects that I can tell. And again, it could just be the filament. So I'm going to be likely trying a solid filament color at some point in the near future before I know ultimately I'm going to have to like replace the little piece of tubing to try to eliminate those problems. You ought to get one figure like the Pink Vader and print him in every color you have as you open new spools. Well, Mark, I kind of, hindsight 2020, I think I'm inclined to do it specifically with the Vader figures. I mean, because it's Vader, and I've done it specifically with the Vader helmet, which I like. It's quicker, it's easier to manage, but there's something to be said about having, you know, an army of these. It just takes a little longer to print, an hour and a half for a helmet versus at 0.1 mm layer height, upwards of 7-8 hours. So yeah, that's probably what's going on. I don't know if my nozzle needs to be replaced, Senior. At least that's not the advice that I've been given at this point. I'm only having one kind of issue right now, and it remains to be seen whether or not that could be layer height related, the type of filament I've been using related, or needing to replace something else related. It's difficult to say. So one of the reasons I want to experiment with a more solid color at some point in the very near future, as soon as I get a few of these blood red prints out of the way. The Vader is getting printed overnight, by the way. The new Vader. In the blood red Vader. It's going to be so nice. The Force is with you, Rin. Can I just say Rin? Rinsker? Thank you for following, by the way, this very minute. Appreciate it. No More 3, thank you for resubscribing. And 15 minutes ago, Deviously Mango for resubscribing. What do I think is a good price for the mouse droid? Well, Sith Lord Brit, I tell you what. Let me go and grab it. And we can kind of talk through the nuances. I mean, ultimately, I think that'll be the best judge for you. Everyone, feel free to drop and potentially pop. Do we have a raffle? We do now. I'm gonna be back with my the mouse droid popcorn bucket. So I'm grabbing this, and remember to grab, not just for scale, the Black Series mouse droid, which came with one of the Galaxy's Edge figure packs when they were available. I don't know if they still are. But the cool thing about this popcorn bucket is, yes, it is a popcorn bucket. I'm not sure if I can remember how the hell to open it, but oh, there's the latch. Popcorn bucket. Pretty small. Very nice, though. And the thing that I love about this popcorn bucket is that it looks like a mouse droid. I mean, it is, for all intents and purposes, a mouse droid. Down to the wheels. So, you can fill it with popcorn if you want, or with the strap, roll it along the ground. You can take your mouse droid for a walk. Who would not want to do that with their mouse droid? So it's done very, very well. I'm not sure what the price is at this point. I don't know what these things are going for, but I was very happy. As soon as I see someone getting something at Disneyland or Disney World that's Star Wars related, it immediately goes on my wish list. Like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I need it. So yeah, this is the popcorn mouse droid popcorn quote-unquote bucket. Doesn't hold a lot of popcorn, but I don't think that's why you would necessarily want it. I never put popcorn in it, me personally. But it's nice, and I like the fact that it rolls. So it's probably one of the bigger licensed mouse droid products you can get today. This particular mouse droid. So, hang on, let me see here. Is it metal or plastic? Oh, definitely plastic. Definitely not metal. There's also, hang on. There's a latch here and a latch here, which is interesting. So I don't know. Okay, so that's the hook, so it can hang right there. There's the hook, and then there's also a closed latch back here. So maybe that front one is so you can walk it, maybe, or more easily walk it. Is that what it is? You need to see Chris walking a mouse droid, a popcorn down the street. I would do it, except the cement would probably mar the wheels. Unfortunately, there's no barcode to scan, but I'd imagine eBay probably has a handful of stuff. This is a Galaxy's Edge product.